Welcome back to another set of the East African University Games. Behind me, you see a bunch of individuals preparing for the volleyball match. It's going to be between Kampala University and the University of Eldorete, which is from Kenya. And we are all very excited to watch it. As you can see, they are practicing, they are warming up and getting ready for an exciting competitive match. Should be noted that Kampala University lost to Endeja University, but that has not made them lose confidence, and they are ready to tackle on the University of Eldorete, their visitors. We are all just so excited, hoping it's going to be an amazing game. This is Group B. They are not finals, they are not semi-finals. It's just Group B, and we are hoping that it can come up very well. We are waiting for it to be an exciting match, and I hope that you stay tuned. The weather is beautiful, and the time, and we're going to be watching. Please stay tuned.
So you know more about, yeah, so you check the lead, yeah?
Coming to you live from Endeja University main campus in Bombo, Ruedo. My name is Ali Sharan Kiranda, and once again, I'm joined in the combox by Ian Asabo from Uganda Christian University. Ian, how are you doing? How is your afternoon?
Oh, my afternoon is great, but the temperatures, oh my days.
Once again,
blistering hot here, but anyway, it's a good day for sports, and I'm so excited for this game. We have a Kenya versus Uganda affair in University of Eldorete versus Kampala University. Both sides looking to get the win that hopefully is going to, push them further towards the gold medal. That is all why we came here for the East African Games.
Definitely, it's not the first group game we've had, as we've had already in Endeja University play. Endeja University played Kampala University yesterday, and it was a very tight game. And here we are now with Kampala University coming up against University of Eldorete in the Group B volleyball game of the East Africa University Games, right here in Endeja, Ruedo, Bombo. We can already see that teams are locked in right now, and we have Kampala University coming in with Jazz 9 is Ogwang Emmanuel, Jazz 18 Lugobe Muhammad, Mbago Abdul coming in Jazz 11, Abraham coming Jazz 10, Kunya Eric Jazz 2, Turiatunga Felix Jazz 5, Kitimbo Regan, who is the captain, is in Jazz 4, and Ali Kulia Farouk with Jazz 8. While the teams are not yet, the starting 6 are not yet confirmed as of yet, but then be sure to catch all this. Mr. Ian.
Yes, please.
Talk about the Eldorete team. How are they lining up today? Well,
the University of Eldorete have decided to go with a 9-man squad. With shot number 2, you have Dennis Kiprotich. With shot number 10, who is the captain, you have Kura, dangerous man. You have shot number 3, Dominic Kibet. Shot number 4, Kibet Koech.
A lot of Kibets in the squad.
Exactly. Shot number 9, you have Ham Jakite. Shot number 5, you have Kipkenei Lawi. Shot number 8, you have Alex Kimutai. Shot number 7, you have Alex Nasomi. And shot number 17, you have Kevin Kibo. So all is set, and we are all raring and ready to go for this extremely exciting encounter.
There is a lot to watch out for in this encounter between a Ugandan team and a Kenyan team, and that's Eldorete, University of Eldorete, coming all the way from Kenya. I hope everyone in Nairobi is having a time of their life and are ready to watch their boys taking on Kampala University. The team gave a lot of hard time. Sorry for that interruption, but then we are still in the preps for the East Africa encounter.
So, Lando, what do you expect from both sides? You talked about Kampala University I lost narrowly to Ndeje University yesterday. Why did they push Ndeje University to the brink? Because Ndeje University actually plays in the National League.
Ndeje University play in the National League, but obviously they've been struggling in the National League with setter issues. They've not been so very well composed in the setting department, having two setters in Kevin, and they have not been quite purposeful to the team as of yet. But then they are still young boys and they are growing up in the game. You never know what can happen. But then one interesting game about the Kampala University versus Ndeje University's game yesterday. Ndeje actually led the game 2-0, 2 sets to 0. But then that shows you how much Kampala University can come from down to upset the big boys. They are real fighters. You're about to witness one of the greatest teams that I've seen in this tournament. That's Kampala University. They have played good. They played good volleyball yesterday, and I was very impressed with their performance. And then apart from UCU, I think they are a formidable team. They are a team you should look out for.
So what threat do they pose to the University of Eldorete? Because we haven't gotten the chance to see the University of Eldorete, but you have gotten the chance to see Kampala University. So how do you think they are going to be able to hurt this team?
How I think there is the gentleman Chitimbo Regan, all the way. Guy has played volleyball for a lot of time. He holds enough experience coming in from the high school. He used to play for Iganga Progressive Academy, rather Iganga Parents Academy, and I think the kids he's a gentleman who has grown up in the game, and no wonder he's the team's captain, Kampala University, and for now I think he's a man to look out for in this game. You'll see him with his monster attacks on the court. He pounds the ball real well, and maybe he doesn't have a lot of the intelligence on the ball, but he's good to go. He's good to go, definitely. For the University of Dodoma, you can tell by their physique. Understand? By their physique, they look to be a fighting team. They will fight through the game, and we yet to see a game from them. Hopefully, this can give us the right impression to see what they really can bring up to the stage.
Since we have a volleyball game to show you, why don't you tell us more about the current state of Uganda volleyball? Because you have a representative from in Kampala University facing a Kenyan side. What is the state of Ugandan volleyball? Just a quick brief before we can be able to begin with the match.
Currently, the first round, when the league went into recess, the first round was done. All games were played for the first. All teams played their first round games, and the league is currently in recess and to return next year into active play. But then some of the teams that are still on top, we see Sport S, that's the Zambia side, still leading the table. Then thereafter we have Nemo Stars, who were back in the ranks. They started on a very low ride into the league, but they're not doing well they're not doing so bad as of now. They struggled with rebuilding a team. Most of their players are aging, but then it's a good sign. It's a good sign. These guys can do something out of themselves. We can see on the University of Eldorete touchline, they are getting very much prepared and pumped up for this game, and hopefully we don't see we don't see so much players from the Ugandan league in this encounter. So for those who are expecting to see their familiar faces, you might not see them in this particular game, but be sure to catch all the action live on Ndeje University TV. And of course, a lot more action is going to be coming your way. In the names of Lubega Mohammed. Lubega Mohammed played for Air Force in the previous league, and they were relegated. They failed to match up to the standard of that series. So definitely, I think he'll be a force. Though yesterday he didn't start the Ndeje University game. I didn't see him start. So maybe when he comes onto this one, he'll put up something different for the eyes.
All right. So we're about to get underway as the teams are hyping themselves up.
And we can see the Eldorete team has Dennis Kiprotich starting on the team. And then we can also look at Dominic Chibet starting in the left, or starting on the left wing. Dennis is the setter of the day. And then we can only hope to see more action after here. But then as you already know, the temperatures are still getting a lot more high right here in Ndeje University, and we can only sacrifice a lot to bring you this game.
I hear a lot of people complaining about the heat in Qatar.
So whoever complains about Qatar, you should be right here in Luweero to witness this.
It is blistering hot,
really
but
blistering hot.
Here we are to to provide to you all the action.
All the action as it transpires right here in Deje University's main campus.
All right.
Yeah, once again on the Kampala University team, we can see Muhammad Muhammad is not on the starting 6, and then they went for the captain Chitimbo Regan. Definitely, that's the first one. Kampala University draws first blood through Chitimbo Regan, the team's captain, coming in from the opposite.
That was a good block right there.
It was a good block, but then
sent it back where it came from, and they take the lead. Oh,
and it's a service. A careless dig. And they are punished for that.
I think the University of Eldorete are being quite careless with the way that they are starting the game right here, because the first 2 points, have gone all the way to Kampala University, and it shows the momentum that come from yesterday.
Yeah. Dennis Kiprop. Ocheng misses that. Regan goes in for a dump, picked by Dominic. And he goes wide.
And that was a spike that was intended for someone's head, but unfortunately or fortunately for Kampala University, it has gone out of bounds, and it is a 3rd point to the side from Kampala.
A gentleman in Kipkemei Lawi goes wide for Uganda Christian University to send Kampala University into the service.
Oh, and
the Oregons tries to go in for the run but fails, gives up on the way going in for
the captain Victor Ochieng, showing some fighting spirit, and is able to get one back from the side from Kenya. And this, my friend, this seems that is going to be a classic with the way both teams have started here.
Both teams have started. Kampala University have started in the lead with 3-1. It's still the first set, and we can only hope for a more intense game later in that time.
A bit careless there from the gentleman Dominic Kibet. The gentleman Dominic Kibet. So
Dominic Kibet. That's the second time he's going out.
So how do you think Kampala University have been faring right now as we keep on with the action?
So for Kampala University, have not been so.
That was hot.
That was a very good line ball.
A brilliant
and it
spike.
Almost took out the libero.
Alex Kimutai with that blockbuster hit. And it is 2-4 in favor of Kampala University. Served back by
Regan. I told you he's a very good one, and everyone should look out for him. I can only tell you how much he played in the high school games.
So where was he in high school actually?
He was at Iganga Parents and Iganga Parents Academy, and of course, you know, Iganga has been a breeding spot for a lot of Ugandan volleyball.
True.
And he has been one of the most reliable attackers wherever he has been. And that's why you can see, and I think that's a net touch by Regan himself. Yeah. Regan called by the referee.
I think the referee might have missed one of the Kampala University players crossing, but good for them that they're able to get their point back.
You can always get away from that.
Okay. Oh my! Oh.
That was a good center play, but it went wide. Wow. From Kampala University.
That was brilliant right there, but actually, Kampala University seems to have started well, but it seems so close. It's only 5-4.
It's now a 1-point lead. Surely that doesn't show how much they are good.
Oh, that's brilliant. That is brilliant.
That was a good set from Mbago Abdul. That's the setup for Kampala University.
I actually feel the University of Eldorete is struggling right in the center position. I think they are missing. Is the captain on the field though?
Yeah, he's definitely on court.
And there he is.
Oh, referee called a carry.
Kampala University seem to be in the groove.
Kampala University with 3 points in the lead, and they can only harness right there. We've not seen an altercation between the two teams yet, as the game is still a bit one-sided, with Kampala University controlling the game all through. Chitimbo Regan with the service. It goes to That was an unforced error. And Mbago Abudu goes out. He chooses a rebound, and it's not so effective for his side.
I feel like if he had gone with a softer touch,
Definitely.
instead of going with a spike that he intended to go to, then probably would have gotten the point that he wanted.
And he serves out University of Eldorete to send Kampala University into the service.
The University of Eldorete seem to be struggling with their serve.
Are still struggling in all departments. We are yet to see a very offensive side of them.
That was Kibet Koetri, that spike, but it seemed not to be. And they seem to be struggling here at the University of Eldorete. Oh, that's brilliant.
Nice court cover. And he chooses to go into the net. Definitely that's not going to please his teammates, but what to do?
I have a feeling that this is going to be a classic. The way both sides are closely matched against each other. The University of Eldorete gets a point, Kampala University as well.
Picks one.
It seems like no one is yet wanting to pull away from each other. Brilliant block there.
A brilliant block. Then a reckless touch by Eldorete University's libero.
Alex Musoni. I have a question though.
Yeah.
Why is it in volleyball that it's allowed for players to have on different jerseys on court? It has always perturbed me, and it has always been like an itch on the back. Why is it allowed?
Definitely. There are certain rules to the game, and that also includes the libero. The libero is a position. Is a position as you would look at the setup position, the attackers and all that. So in the game, you wouldn't expect the libero to jump on the front court. So his main purpose on the pitch or on the court is the defense. Plays the defense role.
Speaking of libero, where have I heard that
Mbago
word from?
Abudu.
I think that was a position created in the 70s in football where the defender is actually given more license to move in front. So for those that are watching and have a little bit of the football knowledge, then you could have a sweeper or a libero.
Yeah, definitely. So a libero, you would equate him to the keeper's role on the court.
Okay.
Yeah, that's why he dons on a different uniform from the others. And as we are now in Deje University's main campus in Luweero, where the East Africa University Games are happening. And Deje University, or rather Kampala University, are in the lead with 2 points. With 2 points ahead of University of Eldorete.
Oh,
and that's a touch by the libero, sending the ball out.
That is brilliant offense by Kampala University. They knew they were able to get, and they're exploiting the wing currently occupied by Dennis Kiprotich, and they're able to exploit that. They have done that at least 3 times during this opening set.
Kampala University's Mbago Abdul.
That is brilliant. Oh, and
that's
the
a carry.
umpire has actually decided to award.
Umpire calls a carry on. Umpire calls a carry on University of Eldorete.
I thought Dennis Kiprotich had actually made me eat my words for a minute there. But the captain seems to be in consultation with the umpire about the point that has been given to Kampala University, and hopefully...
That was a quick serve by Mbago Abdul, the setter. He really wants the game so bad. And he can only...
So you're allowed to cut your opponents off guard as well?
No, you're not. You play the whistle.
Oh.
Just
oh.
Only play the whistle. Kampala University pushed their lead to 4 points. Oh, that was an out ball.
So
I think Mbago Abdul served outside the court, and that was a brilliant call by the official referee.
Kampala University threatened to pull away, but they always, at the right time, make some mistakes that make sure that University of Eldorete come back in the game, as it is 13-9 now to the Kampala-based side. The University of Eldorete seem to be struggling with probably the direction of the sun. I wouldn't create any excuses for them, but that seems to be the issue right now, as some of
that
the
was
players
a very reckless reception. Poor reception, given the ball, and he chooses to go wide.
And Alex Kimuta with another poor decision there. He would have at least elevated higher. But anyway, who am I to talk? Never played the game in my life. Brilliant spike by him, and he has
Brilliant
made me
spike.
eat my words again.
That's a
must-
payback.
that is now 10-14.
Still 4 points in the lead, Kampala University. Then I
So-
can see a very nice chemistry between Mbago Abdul, Jazz 11 of Kampala University, with Jazz 4, Regan Chitimbo. Jazz 5 goes wide.
Just like
Kampala
I was
University,
saying,
that
Just-
was really
just like I was saying, Kampala University threatened to pull away, but a bit of mistakes,
unforced errors.
unforced errors keep on bringing the University of Eldorete behind. They do not want.
University of Eldorete have seriously failed to harness their services, and
You could hear the head coach of University of Eldorete telling Kevin, do not do that, because that was quite an unforced error after just getting themselves back in the game. It's now a 4-point game as well,
another poor reception.
and
They
yet
go in the
again
net.
they have coached themselves. It seems that the University of Eldorete is actually shooting themselves in the foot. So what do you think they need to do to be able to play better?
We are yet to see a timeout in the game. Both teams are still playing the big boy game.
Yeah.
No timeouts yet, but then I think they still have to do a lot in their services, because that's the first step in volleyball. If you cannot pass the ball to your opponent, then definitely you're not playing safe. So you're always going to shoot yourself in the foot. Kampala University at least have tried to maintain their services on, and the ball hits the antenna. I think the referee didn't see that.
Oh,
And it's an out ball.
that
Is-
spike attempt from.
I think he
Numbers-
was trying to look for the blocks. He
but
tried looking for a brush, and he didn't quite get that well.
the captain Victor Ochieng trying to grab the game by the scruff of his neck, as University of Eldorete are now down by 10 points. Sorry,
By 5
5
points.
5 points. It is 12-17. My apologies. And it is now 6. The same mistake from the captain, apologizing to his teammates.
Apologizing to his teammates, and that's good sportsmanship over there. And then we can see in Kampala University's touchline with Alex Mugoda,
Yeah.
Kampala Capital City Authority coach, also doubling here as Kampala University's.
What can you tell me about Alex Mugoda?
Alex Mugoda, he has not had quite a very impressive season with Kampala Capital City Authority.
Yeah.
This season being his first season with the team. Formerly, the team was coached by Sheila Omuriwe.
Yeah.
That's the national team coach. She was the men's coach for KCA. Now she's the females coach, the women's coach right now. So Alex Mugoda so far won only 2 games in the league.
Yeah.
And definitely that's not so good for him as of now. No, I think there are 3 games he has won, and definitely the team started struggling, going 4 games without a single win, and that was a very terrible start to him. But later on, he picked up. His team picked up, and I think they are destined for a very good season when the season returns. That's Chitimbo Regan. A backcourt play from University of Eldorete, and the effect on that, they make it count on the scoreboard.
The University of Eldorete seem to have some fight in them, but the question is, will it be enough for them to be able to get the win today, as Kampala University,
From
as you said yesterday, took Indeje to the limit, and they look a serious threat, especially when it comes to the way they actually block the ball, and it seems to be giving the University of Eldorete problems here.
Yeah, 5 points in the lead. Definitely, this is not the kind of game I would expect from Kampala University. Having seen the game they played against Indeje, which are among us are a more stronger team than University of Eldorete. Talking based on the body language, they are surely not so into the game yet, and they are yet to feel the heat in the game. Having players who have not broken a single sweat, playing against a team that's dripping. You could literally see the Kampala Capital City Authority, the Kampala University players are sweating, drenched in sweat right now, and definitely they really need to win this.
Are you implying that possibly the side from Kampala is working a little bit harder than their Kenyan counterparts?
Who is the coach of that team?
Definitely, you couldn't tell why if it is Kampala University feeling. You wouldn't tell if Kampala University is sweating because of the pressure in the game or sweating because of the sun.
Yeah.
But then officials signal a game to restart. It goes for a hard pounding.
So, what do you think that the University of Kampala need to do to be able to improve and possibly get
the University of Eldorete, that you mean? The University of Eldorete still need to work on their service and the reception. They've really failed to receive the ball very well, and that's hurting the setter. You know, the kind of ball received to the setter determines how much can be done. As you have seen, they've broken in the middle through the middle play, and that's because more balls were going into the wings. And if you can break into the middle, that's very important for the team. The reception was not quite so well. That's why the middle blockers were taken off the ball.
Yeah.
It leaves the setter with no option.
Ooh, what a spike right there.
I told you.
Left a hole in his hands.
I told you about the chemistry between Chitimbo Regan and Abdul Mbago. They've played for quite a while together. Mbago Abdul also coming. And there it is, the first time out. The first time out in this game, and it goes to University of Eldorete from Kenya.
The University of Eldorete seemed to be melting in this heat like ice cream on a hot day, because the amount of fire that is raining down on them by the Kampala University counterparts has made them call a timeout and regroup here. Yeah,
definitely. They have to regroup to be able to pull back this game. Ndeje University are 4 points away from winning the set, and University of Eldorete will need 5 points to catch up.
And their coach seems to be distracted, you know. He's throwing tantrums with spectators, and I think that is taking a little bit of focus away from the team. If he's able to focus on the game,
definitely,
and it keeps the players in the zone, you understand?
And we can see Mbago Abdul back into the service. Kampala University setter. Another set, and the ball hits the antenna. It's University of Eldoret's ball.
Well, that is a first brilliant response after the timeout.
After timeout,
shored up there.
They seem to be closing in, but they still have a long way to go. Kampala University are still in the lead. Brilliant set. He chooses to go for the opposite.
Oh,
a very weird touch.
Talk about
they
chemistry.
Make sense out of the
that
rebound.
Was a weird reception from the captain. Victor Ocheng is not leading his side.
And you can only imagine. And we can see the first substitution coming in from Kampala University, Jazz 8, is it? Coming on. And their first service into the net.
So how often or how best do you think Kampala University should be able to kill the game, and you know, because it seems like they are favorites, what should they do more in order to step on the neck of the University of Eldorete and finish them off?
Definitely. Kampala University have not yet used Chitimbo Regan to his maximum height. And then if they've not used that, definitely he's the host of the team.
But what a spike right there from Dennis Kiprotich. He almost sent the libero a few meters back with that hit. And it is 18-22 to the Kampala University. And they have again shot themselves in the foot with a poor service.
University of Eldorete have still failed to serve in all the right spots. You definitely have 6 positions to serve on that ball, on that court, and you choose to go out. Really hectic.
And the same
Kampala University does the same.
What do you think is going on in this game? Is it the lack of quality from both sides, or you think it is just...
It's definitely the unusual courts They have
Okay.
not been playing here, so you definitely couldn't tell
So does the court,
how big the court
does
or
the
how
court come into factor when you're having such competitions? Does court
definitely
factors a lot as well?
definitely such courts with such courts you could be used to a certain court and you could tell
Yeah.
how much energy you're supposed to put into the
Yeah.
ball and all that. But then things could go south.
Oh,
And that was a very good double block.
brilliant defense from Kenyan University, and they take the first set, 25-19.
Kampala University take the first set 25-19.
But
Going
that is
on to the
brilliant
second
defense.
set,
That is brilliant defense to close out the court.
that was a brilliant defense from Kampala University. A double block on University of Eldoret's attacker.
Do you think the Kampala University as well has an added advantage, that the fact that they do have much more armory on the bench compared to their counterparts from Eldorete?
I really hope they have a very big squad depth, and
Yeah.
if they can only rely on that, and given how much experience they have on their side, they have Coach Alex Mugo, the coach in the Serie A. I mean,
Yeah.
that's a very big addition to the team. He's so technical. He knows what to do at what time.
Yeah.
We've not seen his setup from KCCA coming on. That means he still has a lot of hope in Mbago Abdul on the setter role, and they've been quite good in their execution.
Yeah.
And if they can only harness on that, surely that will be a very good for them. They really need to win this game 3-0, given that they picked a point from Ndeje University yesterday,
Yeah.
coming from 2 sets down to destabilize the hosts Ndeje. We can only hope Kampala University keep the fire burning, and University of Eldorete step up to give us a very nice
I
game.
think I see some players from Ndeje University as well keeping a close eye on this game as well, because you have other teams like Adi University, you
At the
have
University, you have Kisi University
as well from
in
Kenya.
there. And you have Kampala University still in Pool B. I mean, definitely they have to get out of this group.
so Pool B
it's not
seems to be a definite hard group.
It doesn't seem to be a hard group, though we've not yet looked at Adi University and Kisi University playing. So we can only rely on the results coming in from Ndeje University against Kampala University to determine their group. We can now see Kampala University taking a good lead, winning the game 25-19. That's a 6-point gap. I think that's very good, a good start into the game.
So what do you
Then
think?
now-
What do you think University of Eldorete needs to do in the second set to?
University of Eldorete have not utilized their middle players very well, and that's a very crucial position of the game if you want to break. Because in most cases, middle players or center players are very fast
Yeah.
and play very quick balls. So it's easier and harder to block a center player than the other players if the center player is very fast and effective. Ndeje University will start in the set with this one, and University of Eldorete, I think the other set was given away to a lot of errors in their service.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So we are almost underway for the second set.
And the second set starts. It's now on. Ndeje University, rather Kampala University, are in the lead with 1-0 in the set scores. That's what I told you, a middle blocker.
And they take first blood in the second set with.
They draw first blood, and they are in the lead for the first time in the game. And that's through the center player.
As we talked about the blistering conditions, it is currently 26 degrees here in Bombo, Luero at the University East African Games. And wow, what a spike from Kampala University right there.
Kampala University used the same position. That's the middle player to draw the game 1-1.
It seems like they are hurting University of Eldorete with their constant bombardments. I mean, their center is doing quite a fantastic job in terms of returning their services. Oh, wow.
And that was a nice try by Kampala University, but they failed to return the ball in play.
They literally sat him down on his shots. And what a spike from the University of Eldorete captain.
Now Eldorete will go straight into the service to return the ball in play.
It is 2-1, and it seems that they have come back into this quarter with a little bit of fight after losing the first set.
Could we say this side has more has a big advantage.
I think you could look at the element of having sun in their eyes as well, because you, as much as you don't want to create an excuses during games and competitions, you have elements such as the weather contributing to the amount of success or failures. And you look at where the sun is currently facing, it's facing towards the eyes of the Kampala University players. Probably that's a factor that is hurting them in terms of...
Definitely, they missed that. They thought it was going out and it landed straight into play.
And as you can see, Kampala, the University
of Eldorete are once again in the lead with 3 points ahead of Kampala University. They have not started so well. Could this tell more of the game? How you start? Does how you start matter a lot? And especially, we could talk about games like basketball.
Yeah.
How you start matter a lot? Because right here in volleyball, it definitely does.
It does. But the second set has seen University of Eldorete to race into a 5-point lead, and consecutive points have come from their libero actually missing or misjudging the flight of the ball.
And the more you do a lot, the more misjudgments you do, you're going to hurt yourself.
And the coach of Kampala,
Kampala University.
Of Kampala University, you quite got me in a tongue twister there with his history of KCC, and I quite mistook that. You can see that he is actually contesting the call with the umpire, saying that he crossed with his hands and not the feet. Could you be able to clarify a little bit of the rules?
And definitely, crossing is one of the 4 plays in volleyball, and you can only rely on the referee's decision for that. Mbago Mohammed goes for the left wing, and Chitimbo Regan fails to connect that ball onto court. He goes wide.
I actually have a very strong theory that the sun might...
It's a big factor in this game.
It will be a big factor in the win of this game, because they have raced into a 6-point lead like they have not had any issues in the first set, and yet Kampala University in the first set looked like a world beater, and they're facing all kinds of issues in the second set. But
and
they have been able to respond.
makes a point out of Mbago Abdul's set.
These players are making me eat my words. You talk about a specific player, and with the next service, he's able to keep you shut. That is brilliant by Chitimbo Regan, as you have mentioned.
They go for a weaker service. That's a 90 block by Regan Banks. You can call him Chitimbo Regan of the Kampala University. He's such a brilliant young man.
Where does the Banks name come from?
Regan Banks.
Is it money in terms of the game he plays, or in terms of the wallet? I don't know. Could you explain that? Why is he called Banks?
He is a very humble character off court, and you wouldn't tell of the aggressiveness, where he gets the aggressiveness when he comes on court. But then he's a very humble gentleman, and definitely we shall get to know why Banks, why the name Banks of all names.
Of all names, he went with Banks. Back to the game. The umpire seems to be in conversation with the person that is keeping score, and as currently things stand, the University of Eldorete are leading Kampala University by 7-4 in the second set here at Indejo University at the University East African Games.
A 3 points lead, definitely that has never been safe in the game of volleyball.
And University of Eldorete have
was
taken
a tap. Kampala University sent that out of play.
It is 8-4 currently. Is there anything Kampala University need to do to be able to get them to where they were in the first set, where they looked like they were going to just sweep aside the University of Eldorete?
Definitely, Kampala University have to work on their reception, and that could be because of the sun, as you had said.
Yeah.
It's really not in their favor, but then the reception matters a lot. As I told you, the moment you serve, the moment you give a set a terrible reception, you've taken off the middle player, and that's a very crucial position on court. The moment you take off a middle player, that's a tactic you can use to lose a game, if that's what you're looking for. But then a middle player is very crucial into the game, and Kampala University really need to work on that, because Regan Banks on the other end has not worked so quite well with the setters, has failed to connect with the setter, and they have not worked very well, given the chemistry they had in the first set.
Ooh.
Regan Banks.
And it's actually a point to Kampala University. They seem to be fighting back. It is only now
fighting back a 2-point lead from 5 points ahead.
Wow.
Can you imagine? They're really getting back into this. And if they can take this set, definitely the sun won't be an issue as the day goes on.
Definitely.
It's a brilliant serve. I think they have tried to...
Oh, that was quite brilliant.
I
am quite fascinated by the leap or the time taken for a volleyball player in terms of... Did you see that the way he just quickly was able to send the ball back and leave Kampala University flat-footed?
Yeah, definitely.
And I'm speaking of the gentleman by the names of Kipnei Lawi. I think his leap is quite impressive. And it has not been the first time that he has been able to do that during this game. He's catching the Kampala University students off guard.
And that's a good service, putting the center player in play. And Regan Banks, that's a brush for Regan Banks to get a point for his side.
It seems to be like the Metropolitans, the men from Kampala, are relying heavily on Regan Banks to get them their points. He has got them their last 4 points.
They really have to rely on him for the points. And
how good do you think he can get?
How good he can get?
Ooh.
That's a very good try, but it was too much for Kampala University libero.
Victor Ochieng with a spike that told the libero, sit yourself down.
Yeah, definitely, sit yourself down.
And that is a 10-7 lead.
About the middle player.
And that is a brilliant reply from Kampala University. This is a tight game. It is now 10-8, and the coach of Kampala University seems to be animated on the touchline as he's sending out instructions to his team. They've gone with the formation. What do you think it could be called, this one?
I think he's trying to work so much with the blocks. As the 2 blockers have failed, you could visibly see balls passing through their hands, both hands, and that's a very bad... the net defense is the first defense on the court, and if you can't block well, and I think that's what he's trying to do, harness the blocks and keep out University of Eldorete.
I'm quite fascinated by every time Kampala University get noise and they're able to say, "Way," you know.
The morale.
The morale. That is a nice thing to watch.
That's a nice thing. Both teams at the moment don't have a lot of fans to cheer them on, and that's a very terrible court cover by Kampala University. And for every mistake you do, you're surely going to get paid for that.
And they seem to be smiling. Possibly he has been replaced after misjudging that ball by his manager or his coach.
They are still a bit comfortable into the game despite being 3 points down. Could that be telling a lot about their confidence? Do they hope to put up a bigger score when they cross to the other side?
Probably. You could look at it that way.
That's a net foul from Eldorete, giving Kampala University the point to send Mbago Abdul into the service position.
Well, Kampala University seemed to be struggling here in the second quarter, and I have a feeling that is going to give more morale to the University of Eldorete, showing them that they actually can defeat the side from...
A one-man block, and that's a 4-ball. 4-ball from University of Eldorete, and Mbago Abdul is still in the service. Kampala University have tried to rectify their service, going for the softer touches on the ball.
Yeah.
They have resorted to the softer touches, and that's a good block. A double touch. That's a double touch.
That was a double touch.
By Kampala University. It hit the shoulder as well.
The head coach seems to be animated. He's in constant conversation with the referees.
That's out.
And Kampala University here have gotten a point back, and it is a 1-point game.
They really have managed to close in onto the game. And if they can level down the score, they can only push harder to win the set as well.
And they have
that's a
leveled
rotation
it.
fall. A rotation fall called by the day's referee.
A rotation fall.
Yeah,
What
definitely.
is a rotation foul?
A rotation fall. When you come to volleyball, players don't play the same position
Yeah.
all the game through. So they rotate clockwise.
Okay.
Understand? So if you are there are 6 positions on the court.
Yeah.
So if you are in position 1, you're going to go in position 5.
Yeah.
From position 5, the other will go to rather from position 1 you go to position 6, then from position 6, position 5 to 3, rather from 5 to 4 to 3 to 2, then back to 1. Yeah. So definitely the position 1 is normally on the right flank of the court.
What a block by Regan. And quite it's actually the referee has actually changed her mind, and she decided to give the University of Eldorete the point, and they take a 1-point lead.
I think
approach to the end of the second.
I think there is a lot of miscommunication between the players and officials. And that's a block out. Regan Banks on the offense. Cheng on the defense for Eldorete University blocks that out.
I am not quite lying if I say I have only seen Regan getting the points for the Kampala University side. He seems to be a real threat.
That's really a captain's performance. A one-man's block but fails. He brushes this out but still get the point. Wow. That was a very a very unique decision by the
Why do
referee.
you think she gave the decision to Kampala University?
I think it was a net call on University of Eldorete. I told you this. Kampala University have tried to rectify their services, and this has been so good for them.
Oh, what a move!
That's a very nice move from. That's a classic. That's a classic. It's an AB. Wow.
That is the best move I've seen today in this match.
And that's Regan Banks for you. He's a very brilliant player right there.
Of course, it had to be Regan Banks.
He has number 4.
He has got all the points for his side.
To send
today.
Kampala University into the lead. Wow. Kampala University are now in the lead with 2 points.
Yeah.
Can you believe that?
After being how many? 5 down?
5 down. 5 points down to now leading the set.
And it seems to have demoralized the University of Eldorete as their head coach called a timeout just after that brilliant move.
After that brilliant move, they definitely failed to block. We've not seen any aggressive blocks on the Eldorete side, and a block defense is very crucial in every volleyball game. It can earn you points or give your opponent more points. And they have only tried to use rather Kampala University's blocks with the brushes blocking out from Kampala University, where they've managed to get all these points. Kampala University started with started on a slow note. They were all left flat-footed with a very bad court cover, and which hurt them in all ways possible. But then they seem to have harnessed into the game now.
The referees seem to be in discussion here. I do not know what it is about, but Kampala University have been quite impressive with the way they have been able to fight back and take the lead. They lead by 2, and the University of Eldorete seem to be struggling.
A bad reception once again takes off the center player.
Ooh,
that's a very good line ball from Kampala University to push their lead further to 17 points. 3 ahead of University of Eldorete.
They seem to be running away with it as their comeback has been quite impressive in this second.
And that's an overreach. An overreach by Kampala University. I think that was very aggressive, trying to umbrella the ball as it was still on Eldorete's side by Kampala University.
It is only a 2-point lead.
Regan Banks holding on a 90.
And it seems to be a taunting here from Victor Cheng.
Victor Cheng.
Yes, he seems to have
University of Eldorete's captain.
Seems to have taunted Regan here.
It was a really nice block. You couldn't fail to celebrate that one.
So it's 20 quite. Oh, and they have actually gotten level. The University of Eldorete have fought back.
It's now a leveled score.
It's now a level score, and now this is where the
it's really becoming a heated game.
Exactly.
Going back and forth. Poor reception takes off the center play again. A good play. Kampala University with that one as well.
Head coach seems to pull his side up aside and sends them some instructions. What do you think he's thinking at the moment?
What he's definitely thinking, he wants the blocks to work.
They have not been that efficient in the blocks.
They have not been so efficient in the blocks, and Regan Banks serves his fast ball in the net. The rest, some of his balls have been going wide in the service, and this is the first time he's putting it in the net. What could be the problem with him? Right now, being the team's captain, he definitely needs to be serving better than that. A one-man block to take out.
I always love the way they say way after after getting a point.
That really needs to keep them into the game and pumped up. The first substitution on Kampala University in the second set. And that's setter Abdul Mbago, Jazz 11, coming off for Kampala University setter.
26 degrees out here.
I think that takes us back to what we talked about, and that's another overreach.
Was that an overreach? No.
Yeah, definitely it was. The ball was still on.
Like obvious overreach there.
Yeah, definitely did.
For our sakes, finally a cloud has gotten over the sun, and we can finally watch this game without.
That's a very high dump. They could have blocked that, rather covered that on court. Kampala University have a new setter on court, and he also doubles as Kampala Capital City Authority's setter in the National League. I think he's the first player we've seen on court from the Serie A.
Yeah, okay. And it's 20 apiece between Kampala University and the University of Eldorete. Quite a fascinating game here in the second set.
Fascinating it is. A nice catch. He goes for the middle. A very brilliant play from the setter who just brought new energy onto the court.
Yeah.
Let us see if he has learnt a thing or two from the other services from his teammates. Oh, he did his homework.
Wow, what a
nice
slide.
pounding from Kampala, from University of Eldorete. And the game is once again drawn. Wow.
That is brilliant from Alex Kibutai, who was able to make the game and the score level as we approach the end of the second quarter. 4 points left for each side. Will the Kampala University take a 2-set lead, or will the University of Eldorete fight back and make it one apiece? Let's see.
This game has really showed us a lot of basics in the game of volleyball.
And it is always fascinating in these University East African games to see sides from different countries trying to embody their different philosophies onto the game. I had a little bit of trash talking where one Kenyan counterpart told the Ugandan one that you do not have volleyball in Uganda, you only have volleyball in Kenya. It is quite fascinating to see these inter-country rivalries at the university level. It shows that the game is truly growing at even this level, that you have quality, and it is all 22 apiece.
Definitely. Kenya are a powerhouse in East African volleyball,
yeah.
And that's with no doubt. They have dominated a lot of play in both the women's nations and men's nations. And though Uganda also have a formidable side you can look back to, but yeah, Kenya are a good volleyball nation as well. Setter is off. A block out. Oh,
and
it's a
it is
block on.
23 apiece. This is going down to the wire, ladies and gentlemen. This is going down to the very wire. No one
definitely
is
is.
giving up at any chance.
Eldorete started out with a very low body language, showing signs of a team. Oh, that was a very careless play by
You
the
almost
set.
lost
I
it
think
there.
it was not
Oh, that is
a
brilliant.
very high dump.
That is brilliant from the captain, Victor Ocheng.
We can
And
see
it is a subtle finish to be
Now we
able to take them
now we
within a
can
point.
see Kampala University frustrated.
And they have called a timeout because they are in danger of losing this set.
Definitely in for the upset. They are now 1 point below University of Eldorete and starting out as favorites in the set, and University of Eldorete are on game point.
Yeah.
They have one game, 1 point to win the set, and definitely Coach Alex really needed to pull back the play. A few corrections and Kampala University could have a chance to push this game.
All in favor seems that the University of Eldorete are going to go on and clinch this set. A brilliant set played by them after struggling in the first set.
I can really tell you no one expected this game.
It is all level.
I really can't tell you no one anyone expected this game to go beyond 25 points.
Yeah.
But then here we are. The game is pushing on longer than it should be. We're now in for the 26th set. A good service. It goes out. Wow. That's another service error by Chitimbo Regan Banks. Surely seems to be getting out of touch in the game. And University of Eldorete take this set 26-24.
That is
This is a very good comeback for them into the game. The set scores are now 1-1 in
I've been quite impressed.
University of Eldorete 1, Kampala University 1. What has impressed you?
I've been quite impressed with the way their captain Victor Ocheng has been with some of his finishing. You know, there is a subtle finish towards the end of the set that bamboozled the Kampala University players, and he just tipped it, and they all stayed in the air. If they could stay long for more than possibly they could fly.
It was definitely a high dump, and anyone could have covered that with a good court cover. But then we've seen Kampala University have not been so clinical in their court cover, and that has hurt them in a couple of ways. In addition to losing a lot of services, but which they try to work on, putting up a solid block. We can see Muhammad of Kampala University on the warm-up.
Yeah.
The game surely needs fresh legs to try and put back Kampala University into their much-needed win.
So
having lost one already,
yeah,
they really need to pick themselves up.
So you've seen both sets being taken by each of the teams playing here today. Who do you think has more in the tank to be able to execute what they want to do and possibly take the third set?
Kampala University definitely have a bigger squad depth.
Yeah.
And they have proved that from the set they took, they won from the most comfortable side, as we had said, in regards to where the sun is coming from. And that side, if they managed to win that side with 6 points to spare,
yeah,
I mean, it was a very narrow win by a narrow set win by University of Eldorete, and they can only they won by 2 points, which is a very little margin.
Yeah.
I mean, the game could have gone either way. Understand that? So definitely, Kampala University still have a bigger hand in the game, as we talked about the body language in the Eldorete camp. Not so convincing, but here we are. The game is leveled 1-1, and it could go anyway. It's the game of volleyball, and we are here for the upsets. That's what
we definitely
live for the upsets.
That is why we love the game, because you never know what is going to quite happen. Kampala University came in as favorites.
And they
took the first set quite convincingly, but The University of Eldorete said, watch our way. Do not touch on our second set. We are here to fight. And they have taken the set.
They have won a set, and definitely that's going to go on the Kampala University record. They lost a set to University of Eldorete, and if that time comes when the games will be decided on calculator,
Hey.
definitely that will impact on their progress into the next stages of the game.
There is no worse way of leaving a competition than through the calculator.
Definitely.
You will curse why you missed some shots,
Why you
Why-
miss some shots?
why you
and
misjudged some balls.
Definitely. That's the judgment there. That's when you remember all the unforced errors you did
Exactly.
on court. 0 changes on the Eldorete side. They maintain their first 6, and that. But then Kampala University go for a few changes, bringing Farouk Alikulia,
Yeah.
just number 8 on court. It is the East Africa University Games happening live here in Deje University's main campus in Bomboruero. It was a very chicken service. A nice sending, a block, 90 block by the set. I think that's why Coach Mugod Alex thought about bringing Jazz 13 on court. He definitely had to bring him because Abdul Mbago had failed to make a solid block right there.
The University of Eldorete are looking to fight back, but they have started this quarter in a bad way.
Definitely.
They have lost the first 2 points due to carelessness, and the lead is in Kampala University's hands. Will they be able to execute it? We can only watch, and time will tell.
That brings us back to your point whereby the sun is a factor in this game. Whoever has been to the other side has managed to take the lead on the onset.
And University of Eldorete fight and get back 1 point.
They pick 1 point.
But I've also noticed that when they're doing their celebration, one of the players doesn't usually join in. I do not want to speculate, but I don't know why. And they have lost another point. A bad serve by Dennis Kiprotich costing his team, and hands up as he apologizes to the rest of his teammates and the coaching staff here.
He drops one on the road after picking one service. It was a very good touch. Was there a touch? We wait for what the referees decide.
Alex Musoni on the timeline, on the touchline, is arguing against the call, telling the referee that there was no touch, and yet the decision goes against them. So it is 4-1 to Kampala University.
And it's a final decision. Kampala University served this one. A high service.
Ooh,
A brilliant,
that spike there
brilliant
from
pounding.
Alex Kimutai almost sent the Kampala University player into the ground. The ball almost sent him down. And now they are
And now
fighting
we
back.
see Muhammad coming in for Jazz 3 for Kampala University. Is he going to go through the middle? Definitely he will have to go through the middle. That can only be decided by the touch. The reception drives him off. So that was a quick reaction from you, bro.
Yes, that is what they call reactionary skills. The ball almost hit my face, but I was able to react quickly, and thank God I am okay. But University of Eldorete here are 1 point behind, and they're looking to equalize. And this is a quite
Regan Banks.
fiercely contested game,
Nice cover by
and some miscommunication. has cost
Miscommunication
them.
between the setters and attackers. I mean, that should be the bare minimums.
Oh,
A nice communication with your setters. Definitely, we had that ball going to West.
and
That's a really terrible play from University of Eldorete as
Johnny
they failed
Kibet
to execute on that.
has failed to.
Muhammad on his first service, did he do some homework? Yes, he did. Serves on court, but
Oh,
they are
what
given a brilliant answer to take him out of service the moment he stepped in.
Victor Ochieng is making a presence on this game here. He has been one of, if not the standout player of this game, literally clawing back his team from the jaws of defeat. And he was able to take over in the second set and bring them the win.
A center play, a nice court cover by University of Eldorete. In the middle. The middle position has proved to be the hardest to block in this game. As of now, if you could only have a fast and agile middle blocker, you're definitely going to break each point. Blocks on their side.
And it is a point to the University of Eldorete, who are able to bring this game back to a 1-point game.
A 1-point game from 3 points in the lead. Kampala University are now threatened with a 1-point lead. Can University of Eldorete pick another point? We wait to see what comes next. A nice it was a nice dump and brilliant court cover. Blocks on themselves.
It is low level, and this game has more twists.
6 points for both sides. The game is on a tie now. Regan Banks, that was a 4-ball. That was a 4-ball by Regan Banks. Yeah, definitely they have taken the lead the first time in the second set. A nice one-man block coming in from Dennis of University of Eldorete.
He literally told him with that block, get that ball out of here, you man.
And we call that, that kind of block, we call it go home.
Go home. Oh, he literally told him, go home back to Kampala, and we want to continue our journey here. And the East African University Games.
They definitely are not ready to go back home
Not yet.
right now.
And it is 8-7 to the University of Eldorete. They seem to have momentum on their side. You know, there's a way playing good defense helps you in terms of momentum building. Because you literally show your opponent that you're not going to pass here.
Definitely. A nice...
As you can see with that down
that was a
there,
tricky one by the setter Dennis.
by Dennis Kiprotich.
Scoring back-to-back points for his team to push their lead.
He seems to be the shortest man on the team, but the one
Shortest
with the most
but
influence. in these last two
definitely is.
possessions.
He has been so efficient.
His leap is quite tremendous.
2 points lead.
Was that an overreach?
Nice cover by
Called
Regan.
by the umpire.
Sends it
An
to the
unfortunate
wing
goal.
and it's a net call.
It is actually a call for the
Referee
University of
calls
Eldorete.
a net foul by Kampala University, sending the service to Eldorete's captain, Ocheng.
So they are actually in the lead by 3. So why do you think Kampala University have lost it in this set so far?
Kampala University have given it away to a lot of unforced errors, and that comes from the net fouls, the services into the net, and all that. They failed to block effectively, having almost 3 blocks landing onto their side, and that's very terrible. That's a very terrible block. So, because you'd rather block and have the ball going up in the air, giving time to your other players or your teammates to pick up the ball, but then their blocks have not been so helpful. Regan Banks, and that's a 4-ball. Regan Banks, and that's a 4-ball. A 4-ball, Regan Banks.
University
he
of
has kind of
Eldorete.
pulled back. He's coming on. And that shows you how important he is for Kampala University. They call a timeout, Coach Alex Mugoda. I was still telling you, Ian. That tells a lot about Kampala University and Regan Banks.
Yeah.
He has been a very formidable player on their side, and being a player on the backcourt, and you still relied on to break for the team, and yet the team has a middle player. I mean, that's a very big a very big statement on your team.
Yeah.
Showing how important he is in their breaking. But then he has failed to bring back his team into the lead, despite being on the side we could call the advantage side. That's not so much influenced by the direction of the sun. 12-8 is the score with University of Eldorete in the service.
You have a feeling that they're able to trust each other, as Kampala University are able to get back a point, and
through Muhammad.
So, why do you think it is a 3-point lead to the University of Eldorete, and Kampala University are showing signs of life? What do you think they need to do to be able to wrestle this game away from the University of Eldorete?
They really need to return to the basics, receive the ball in the right spot, give the setter time to make his decisions, and that's a good block from Muhammad, but it's well covered by Odong. That was a very brilliant movement.
And he
made the decision, he pulled out the energy and chose a softer touch on the ball, and definitely was deflected by the blocker.
The University of Eldorete are trying to increase their lead after going ahead by as many as 5 points, and they have just done that. It's now a 3-point lead. They lead 13-10 in the third set.
3 points lead again for University of Eldorete, and they are in the service for this encounter. Very many calls by the referee on Eldorete captain. Could there be a lot of errors on their team? Nice service, bounces off the net.
Dennis Kiprotich with the mistake there, and the poor serve that has brought Kampala University to within 2 of the lead.
Kampala University in the service, passes that over the net. That was a very good goal by Kevin.
Alex Kimutai has showed them what Ugali can do in those palms with a spike.
He definitely has.
That has left the Kampala University players shell-shocked.
Alex, just number 8, he has not been so clinical in his finishes, but that was a very good one to make us eat our own words.
Definitely, these players are going to make us eat our own words and get full of them. And the University
I think Coach Mugoda, Alex of Kampala University, has realized his winning formula and brought back Abdul Umbago, the setter, onto the team.
So
brings back Umbago onto the team and taking out just number 13. University of Eldorete are still in the lead of the game, and the set scores are 1-1. And that's a rotation fall, the second rotation fall for Eldorete, University of Eldorete.
Is there any punishment if you have a specific number of rotation fouls, or you can have as many as you want?
There could be, you can have as many fouls as you want in the game of volleyball, but the only penalty you could get is a disciplinary penalty, and that earns you a yellow card or a red card. That means your points could be deducted basing on what the referee decides. Yeah, definitely.
Dominic Kibet is playing with that Shochara's waters here after he just spiked the ball on the ground. because the decision did not go in his way. Is that something the umpires could look at punishing?
Definitely. The umpire is the judge and the jury.
Yes.
He decides what happens, and then if he deems that uncouth, he definitely will book you for that. The game is back into play, and Muhammad of Kampala University still in the service. A very, very not so good reception by Ocheng.
The University of Eldorete are calling timeout.
They definitely are aggressive for a timeout. Wow, I've never seen this.
The fact that they have aggressively asked for the timeout, or the fact that it is 14-all, and
the fact that they want the timeout themselves without even consulting their own coach. Normally, the coach calls for the timeout. Reminds me of a game in the Serie A where a player begged to be substituted. I mean, that was, I wouldn't want to mention the player, but then the game was very, he wasn't so up to his game, because normally the fans expected so much of him, and he failed to make a single point from the game, and that definitely took him off. So he chose to call for a substitute, and that's why I look at this as a very a very weird call by the teammates.
It seemed that were in animated discussion.
And that was a desert. And for Regan Banks, the moment you tell him there are no blocks, he's definitely going to pound that ball in the right areas. And it was a desert. Wow. No blocks at all for no single block against Regan Chitimbo.
He spiked the ball so hard.
Definitely
on the ground and over the fence. And they are quite now looking for the ball.
He's a very strong force on the Kampala University side. They are back into the lead. Kampala University are leading this one once again with 1 point. Can University of Eldorete return? We wait to see this. 15-14 is the score, and 1-1 is the set score right here in Deja University's main campus, Bomboruero. The players are a bit distracted, but they're back now. Ian, where do you see this game going? With
really
Kampala University, because they have had a terrible stint while they played on the left side of the court.
I won't lie to you. This is, as I said in the beginning of the broadcast, this has all the makings to go to the very last possession, because they keep on getting point after. There is no clear team that has extended their lead, and it is 15-all as I speak in the third set. So all signs show that this is oh, what a spike.
That's the middle player.
Wow.
Center player has been one of the most terrible positions to block when it comes
and
to.
And it left Dominic Kibet on the ground volleyball. On his behind. After failing to get that, it was what?
Regan Banks missed 3 services. Could he put this one on? Yeah, he definitely did. Goes for the opposite. They block out.
Point to University of Eldorete.
Chibet makes that off a block out to send him into the serve spot. What does he go for? Will he go for a hard pounding in the service or a simple soft serve? The moment he sends on a simple soft serve, they're going to be punished for that. As we can see, Regan Chitimbo on the backcourt and Abdul Umbago in the setting. Definitely.
That's what is happening here.
Kampala University force a 1-point lead from a tie.
To be honest, this has the makings of an all-time classic. With the way the teams are actually...
Small-bodied man right there, making the magic.
He goes by the names of Kipkenei Lawi. I beg your pardon. Kipkenei Lawi has been able to show Kampala University that they are still here to fight and stay.
He's a very small-bodied man, but he has sent the game into a tie.
He has packed a punch of a spike. And Kampala University
so that was a safe play by Abdul Umbago. Very
And they
brilliant.
take the lead.
Take the lead once again. It's a very good altercation between the two teams. Back and forth movement on the scoreboard.
So how do you think they have been able to keep?
Serves in the net. Ocheng, Eldorete captain.
They've been able to keep Banks quiet in this third set. What do you think they have done different?
Banks definitely went off from the moment he started playing with a new setter. When they brought on a new set, I think they didn't connect so well, and that has a bit impacted on his performance. Definitely, Lawi seems to be getting up his game now, and yeah, the very brilliant guy right over there, Lawi. As I was saying, Kampala University did a change in their setting, and they have definitely paid for their sins.
And it is 19 apiece again.
19 up.
I don't know how many ties.
Eldorete
ties
lost
and
their
change-
first set at 19. And now could they lose this one at 19 as well? We wait and see. 90 block by Muhammad of Kampala University.
And the way he doesn't even smile after an impressive block like that shows that his eyes are only focused on the end result, and that is a win for the Kampala-based side here.
Definitely.
At Indeje. Muhammad
Two
again.
blocks in a row. Wow.
Muhammad
is
again.
surely beefing up Kampala University's defense.
So do you think it was the right substitution in the end?
Definitely it was. They really needed to beef up their net defense, and that's on the blocks. And that's why we saw even a new setter coming in for Abdul Mbago, but failed to connect with the setters and also failed to close in on the blocks.
Timeout called by Kampala University, who have a 2-point lead. They lead 21-19 here in the third set. And
Eldorete lost their first set, the first set at 19. And now Kampala University have 4 points to go. Could they win this one as well with 6 points better? We can't tell that
no
yet.
to the side from Kenya.
Fix that from outside. Lawi, he makes a point for University of Eldorete.
And it
Wow.
is 21-20
A new fan base growing up
for the University of
for the University of Eldorete.
That is true. But will it be able to help them get the victory? The referee has interacted with the fans, telling them to calm down a little bit.
Regan Banks, they get a free ball. They use that one.
Muhammad again is literally taking over this third set with 3 magnificent blocks.
3
Literally
impressive
telling
blocks
the
for him.
University of Eldorete, you're not going anywhere. Do not cross this line. Served. And blocked again by Banks this time.
Regan Banks on the block.
And
Look, Kampala University have been so impressive on their blocks, and
yeah,
this is quite
they have
impressive.
literally solidified their, and this
Blocks
is how
and-
they are going to win the set if they all goes well. Their defense in the end has come up clutch.
I think
for them.
Mahad was really the called for substitution onto the Kampala side. And we saw the setter going for the attack. Wow.
Yeah.
Setter Dennis went in for the attack, and it's a typical setter attack. It went out.
One more.
Kampala University with 1 point to go to close down the game. The set, rather. And the game, the referee sends both teams to the sideline. Referee sends both sides to the baseline, with Kampala University leading with 5 points ahead. They won the first set with 6 points, and they have won this one definitely with 5 points. What does that mean? They are really a good side when they win a set, they win it with a bigger margin.
So
Eldorete won the second set, but with only 2 points to spare. And
So what happens here if Kampala University wins the fourth set?
the fourth set, where basically you will have to win the game by the game is played after best of 5 sets.
Yeah.
So if you can win more sets in from the 5 set, definitely you're the winner. So if Kampala University win this set, it's surely game down for both sides, as they only need this set to go. But we've already seen how much this side has been terrible for them. They lost the second set by 2 points, and definitely they'll have to make this side work. But they lost it narrowly, so that tells how much they will know what to do.
I wouldn't call it coincidence, but have you realized that both sides have actually lost on the side of the sun that faces them, and the sun is playing quite a big factor in this.
And that only drives us back to what you talked about, the sun being a factor in this game. It definitely has been, with the sun doing all the wrong things for an outdoor game.
We're not creating any excuse for the players, our viewers, but the truth is it is blistering hot here in Ndeje.
It definitely is.
The sun is actually hitting direct.
We saw a bit of clouds and hoped for a shower, but then
but then where have the clouds run to?
As we have Coach Mukoda seriously dripping in sweat on court. Shows how hot
I am telling you
the weather is.
This game is going down to the wire. I am calling it in 5 sets because the amount of.
So do you really think we can go for a decider? Because if University of Eldorete wins this one, we shall go in for a short set of 15 points.
15 points. That is how it is decided in there.
Yeah. So you'd equate this to a football match where you have a draw and going to the penalties.
Yeah.
Yeah. The 15th set is the penalties of volleyball.
Okay. Try to put it that way, then.
Quite an interesting sport.
Definitely is. We have seen a lot of talent on show today. But who do you think has stood out most for you?
Mahad, definitely Mahad for Kampala. Kampala University has stood out 4 blocks in a row. I mean, that couldn't get any better. Yeah. Winning, blocking 4 times, and very impressive blocks from Mahad. And he's still back on court. The referee keeps it. His coach, Alex Mugoda, keeps him on court. I hope he has a bit of magic. I hope he does a bit of magic, as he has not been so impressive on the offense. He has not attacked so well, but definitely he has been of great use to the Kampala University defense. He has been a very big factor in their defense, and hopefully he does that in the next set, because it's what they need. Being in a lead, set scores are 2-1 right here in Ndeje University's main campus, Bombolwero, where the East Africa University games are taking place.
Well, the 4th set has begun here.
And then it's 4 balls.
And Kampala University,
they take the lead.
In fantastic style, taking the lead.
Can I tell you an amazing fact?
Yeah.
It's the first time a team is leading the set from this side.
That is true.
All the other sets have been led by the team.
Oh, that spike.
That was a line ball.
What does the umpire have to say?
It was a deflection off Regan, so it's University of Eldorete's ball.
Alex Kimutai trying to tell Mr. Regan that, no, I do not want to go home early.
So it's 1-1 again.
I have not traveled all this way just to lose this game. University of Eldorete coming quite far, and in order to make it to Ndeje.
Dennis on the serve for Eldorete. Serves out. Definitely has not done enough homework. That has been the biggest problem for this game. Serving out. Has both are setters, Abdu Mbago and Dennis. So, which setter serves best? We see? Okay.
And again, Muhammad.
That was a nice watch. It's on court.
It's on court, and it is
a nice watch, and a nice dump from the University of Eldorete.
Muhammad, who had actually made another block. He's quite impressive with the way he has been handling his business here today. And if they only win, then majority of credit will go to him.
That was a very terrible catch by the Rebello. Definitely, the senior liberos won't be happy with such a touch.
He's embarrassing libero. Is that what you're trying to say?
He serves out. 2 services out from, rather, they have now lost 3 services. And that's
It is 3-3 here
3
in
up.
the game in the first set between Kampala University and University of Eldorete. Kampala University leading by 2-1 as we go into the fourth. They are looking to close out the game by winning the fourth set.
It was a 4-ball.
But the University of Eldorete are not going to go down. Are going to go down fighting. But Kampala University has just taken the lead through 4-ball. So, what do you think they need to do to tighten their grip on this game?
I personally think they need to have a better reception than they did. That's a block out by Regan Banks. Both players, Regan Banks and Mahad, have had incredible blocks, but then they combined blocks and still blocked out.
Yeah.
Wow.
And they are, when you have such players on your team, it actually sends shivers down the opponent's spines because they know they cannot easily go through.
That was a very
lead.
That only tells you how much chemistry Regan Banks and Abdul Mbago have between them.
How long
Both
have they
players
played together?
They played together since high school.
Wow.
Because Abdul Mbago as well was at Iganga Parents, and he has been a good setter. He's now taking route. He's taking a career. He's trying to build up a career in officiating games.
Okay.
He attended a referee's coaching session.
Yeah.
And of course, that's a very good one. It's a very good decision if being made by a player to try officiating games. Because in most cases, we see players having very big altercations with the officials on their game. So if a player has quite good knowledge about officiating games, then definitely the altercation will be less.
I think it actually then allows them to see the picture of the umpire. And
do you realize how much Abdul Mbago is trying to look for Regan Banks wherever he can find him?
yes,
Definitely, that's more evidence for the chemistry.
the chemistry does speak for itself. It is 6-5 for Kampala University.
6-5 is the score, and Kampala University are in the lead of the game. 2-1 is the set scores right here in Bombolwero.
And Banks again. Oh, unfortunately.
Pushes that to the net.
And it is 6-6. This is quite back and forth. This is entertaining for the
An
viewer.
entertaining game.
It is going to keep the viewer on the edge of their seats. Don't forget that the university games.
Nice play in the middle by Kampala University.
Don't forget that the university games are being brought to you by Indeja University TV. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, or you can check us out on free to air and as well on GoTV. So how do you expect this game to actually turn out in the end? Because it seems like both teams are quite evenly matched, even in the fourth set.
Kampala University have a bigger hand in this game, but then a few unforced errors are making the games a little bit longer than they should be. They have been so clinical when they come to the right flank, rather to the right side of the court, and they can only hope to push the game into a decisive. And that's a nice court cover. Wow. Regan Banks makes it count for Kampala University to send it to 8 points. Now we can see Mahad coming back onto the front court to strengthen the blocks. That's a touch by Mahad, but the ball goes out.
And it is 8-8 in the fourth set.
8 apiece is the score.
Is going to the very end. Our viewers, this is going to the very end. That is what I can tell you. And
If
a lapse in judgment.
Eldorete are in the lead with 1 point.
A lapse in judgment by their libero has granted the side from Kenya the lead in this fourth and decisive set as they try and fight to take this game to a decider.
This gets me thinking. We've not seen any hard servers on this team, and we have a lot of hard servers on the other team. We have Nespol Angiro of the Uganda Christian University. A very hard server, a gentleman you wouldn't want serving against you. If this is the kind of the receptions you're putting up on softballs, then what's going to happen when you meet a hard server? So Kampala University definitely have to step up.
So both teams need to work on.
Oh, that's the first point on the offense by Mahad. Since being, now you can see Coach Mogoda.
Yes.
He really is not impressed by what Mahad did.
And why is that? He got the point for the team.
He got the point for the team, but he definitely doesn't want such kinds of play.
What kind of play does he want then if his team and another block, a combined block by Mahad
and Regan?
I think he is my man of the match for me.
Mahad, he has totally changed the defense game for the Kampala University team. They can only pray the game doesn't go into the decisive set, because this will be the second time. If they lose, that's a nice goal by the libero.
Oh, soft touch.
High.
Soft touch.
That was a high dump. They could have covered that.
So do you think that Kampala University actually pulling away? They have a 3-point lead in the fourth set. Do you think they are now trying to close out as the University of Eldorete takes time out?
They take a timeout, and Kampala University have tried to beef up their defense, and that has worked for them really pretty much. And if they can work on their offense now and make sure Regan Banks is not having more balls into the net, then they surely have this in their favor.
Definitely.
University of Eldorete take the timeout, and the referee calls them back on court. Kampala University return into the game with the service. And it's Abdul Mbago. He definitely did his homework, and he is yet to lose a service.
And the Kampala University...
Did the ball have a touch? We wait for the referee's decision. The players think...
What does she have to say here? There is quite conversation going on between... it's actually Kampala University ball, and their serve is actually not up to the standard that they want to. It's quite a disappointment. A yellow card shown. A yellow card shown, but to who? From the University of Eldorete. The captain. It's shown to the captain. It is shown to the captain, Victor Ocheng. I think it is something he said to the umpire. And the umpire is actually stamping her authority onto this game by showing him the yellow card. You do not mess with me, she says.
Show her authority onto the game.
You do not mess with me, she says. Showing him the yellow card and a warning. I will kick you out.
She is one of the few officials we have in the game of volleyball that are ladies. You know, for a while now we've seen a lot of ladies getting involved into officiating sports. Yeah. Recently we saw a few African women on the World Cup officiating teams, and that was pretty interesting to watch. Mukasanga in action there.
Definitely. So a 4-point lead.
A 4-point lead by Kampala University, and they really need this game so bad. They did their homework on the service, and it's only Abdul Mbago who has so far lost a service. He goes for the dump, and he fails to execute that one pretty much as he had expected to. Abdul Mbago, Kampala University setter, cuts on Kampala University's lead to 3 points.
Kampala University libero.
Another block by Mahad.
Oh my God!
A brilliant one.
He told them, No way.
He really is becoming a
That is the
sensation
sixth
into
block
this
of the game, if I'm not mistaken.
Sixth block
Wow.
for Mahad Mbago.
He has been
for Mahad.
the difference maker for this side.
He has been the difference into this game. Kampala University were grappling on their defense, and he has surely come with all the right solutions.
But University of Eldorete, through their captain, Victor Cheng, says, no way, you're not having a party without me. And he is able to reply and tell them, boss, we are not going anywhere without a fight. 15-12 in the first set.
15-12 is the score. 3 points ahead. Eldorete serve this. That was a powerful block.
Wow.
A powerful dump. Very high, but then clinical, and University of Eldorete failed to put that up.
But this is quite an interesting game, to say the least, for the viewers. This is an interesting game. I'm actually quite excited in the gantry here. I cannot wait to see what is going to happen in the final possessions, because no one seems to be going down without a fight. And Ocheng, but unfortunately, is off target. He had brought all the thunder to the Kampala University, but
5 points ahead is Kampala University.
And Kampala University, actually, it has been long since a team has actually tried to pull away for this while, and it's a 5-point lead in the fourth set. Are they actually going to win it?
They definitely need to win this. Wow, it's a dump.
That's a brilliant move. As we keep on talking, the players are going to make us keep quiet.
I think Kampala University all of a sudden have their brains attached to offense, and have forgotten about the court cover. They are doing well on the net defense, and that's the blocks. Very brilliant play by Abdul Mbago. For some reason, the fans have developed from all corners. And now we have fans on both sides. Wow. Kampala University with the service at 18 points. 5 ahead. 6 ahead. Now.
It seems like the University of Eldorete are running out of fuel here to keep them...
Did they just pull their feet off the gas pedal?
Within contention of this game, and Kampala University seem to be closing in.
It really looks like their sugar levels are now low. They are not so amplified for the game. But still Lawi. The small-bodied gentleman. Just
and they are still in the fight, ladies and
just
gentlemen.
5.
They are not going down without a fight here. Not at all. Not at all.
A free ball, it fails to
and you see,
make the point count.
These are the kind of unnecessary possessions that
errors that are going to
that keep on allowing University of Eldorete back in the game, and I make
nice cover by the libero. Nice block by University of Eldorete.
And make it no mistake, this side from Eldorete is actually planning, and any free chance you give them, they will take advantage. It is now a 3-point game. 19-16 in the fourth.
19-16 is the score from 6 points ahead.
Timeout called by
Kampala University, Alex Mugoda. Definitely, if Kampala University win this set, they'll have to call it quits.
Yeah, true.
And it would not only be up to the referee to send both sides to the best lines. But as of now, Kampala University are in a 3-point lead ahead of Eldorete. And you're still watching Ndeje University TV. My name is Ali Sharan Chiranda, and I'm with Ian Asabo in the com box. Nice service by Lawi, but it goes wide.
And Kampala University edging closer and closer to the victory here. They take a 4-point lead in the fourth set.
5 points is all they need to win the game, as Eldorete need to come back. 4 points and 5 points to win the game, and that's 9 points altogether if they are to take this game
Oh, another
Another block. Mahad has definitely
7 blocks.
7 blocks, and it gets back to that court cover.
I feel he has been let down by his teammates there.
Kampala University have really failed to make the court cover work.
True.
And if they don't do that as soon as possible, they're going to pay for their mistakes. Mohammed, a high jumper.
Yes.
Another block by
Another
Mahad.
block. Oh my, this 8 blocks.
Definitely.
Wow. Excitement all around for his teammates and the fans on the touchline.
He has really been a force on this game, Mahad.
Force of nature.
Just
And I do
18
not
Kampala
think
University.
the University of Eldorete to remember will forget him anytime soon.
They surely won't forget him.
He has denied them and denied them
On
and
all
denied
grounds.
them.
A nice court cover.
Unfortunately, he was not
Kampala
able to make
University
his
made-
9th block. I am curious to know what the record is, the total number of blocks for a game. That is, I hope our statisticians in the background can be able to get me that information before the game gets done.
Definitely, they will have to.
Because he has been a force of nature for this side.
Regan Banks, definitely it gets back to the court cover. Kampala University have had a very terrible court cover. You would think there is no libero on the court.
And University of Eldorete are not going down without a fight, as I said. These are born fighters.
They surely not going down without a fight. But then with Mahad in the blocks. Wow. Eldorete trying to put up trying to give Kampala University a test of their own medicine.
It is a 1-point game. As I told you, we are going down to the very last possession.
The very last.
So exciting here. And unfortunately, if you're not here live, you can only get the excitement through our voices on the screen. And Muhammad!
Mahad!
Oh my God. Someone should give this man a land title.
He definitely has been good for the day.
He has been true. He has been gigantic and it is actually strange that he didn't get to begin the game.
Definitely. He didn't start the game. He came in as a substitute, but he has completely changed the game. And that's a dream. That's a dream of every substitute.
And
every substitute will dream to have a very big impact on the game. A nice cover by libero.
And
University of Eldorete grappling on that.
They are holding on by a thread. 2 points to secure the win. And the University of Eldorete look to be down
Kampala
and out
University
here.
on the service. They have tried to rectify their services. Mahad sends the game to a game down point. It goes out.
The umpire
Wow.
says it is a University of Eldorete ball.
And you remember Alex Mugoda saying he doesn't like that play? It was definitely from Mahad.
He has
Served out. He's being defensive.
And it is
Was
1
that out?
point.
A 1-point lead.
I told you the University of Eldorete are not going down without
Are
a
definitely
fight.
not going down without a fight.
No way. They have come
And
from
just
far.
just in case their ship sinks today, they surely will have a night to remember.
And it
was
is
high.
tied game. It is a
Wow.
tied game. The last 5 points.
That was
have
a
come
very
from the Kenyan team.
incredible. That was a very incredible goal by Regan Banks.
Timeout called.
Timeout called by Coach Alex Mugoda.
And the pressure seems to be on the side from Kampala here, as the University of Eldorete have fought back from a 5-point deficit to be able to tie the game.
They definitely have failed to harness in the lead.
He is telling them to calm down. Calm down. It is in your hands. You're at home. You're in Uganda.
They really have to calm down.
You
All
have
the
fans on your
visitors.
side. Do not panic. This game is yours. And it seems that they were cruising to the victory, but the men.
Mahad, middle blocker Mahad looking very, very composed.
He looks like he has the game in his bag, but win or lose, he has definitely been the man of the match.
Everyone on the touchline calling out his name. He definitely is the man of the match. Came on as a substitute and did whatever he had to do. Regan Banks.
That's
Good
some brilliant
cover.
defense from Eldorete here.
Nice cover from Eldorete. Nice cover by Libero, Kampala University. It was a nice go by Lawi from the backcourt.
Again,
He does that again.
now this is what I love. Both teams leaving it, and it is Eldorete that takes the lead.
Eldorete takes the lead
What
with
is
Regan
going on
Banks
here?
landing into the blocks.
Has Kampala University bottled it here?
Kampala University were the underdogs when they were playing Ndeje University yesterday, but today they were not the underdogs,
And it seems...
but they have been given hard time.
Oh, that is fantastic. Fantastic.
That was a brain game. He definitely needed to do that.
This is getting interesting here.
And now the set is sent longer than it should have lasted.
This
We're now
is
in for a 26-point set.
This is getting interesting here.
It really is. Mahad with the service. He did his homework as well.
Oh my
Lawi.
days!
Where did I land? Lawi has been so very
Lawi has been very
clinical for the
third quarter, you know. Sorry, this third set.
for the University of Eldorete. It is the fourth set. Kampala University leading 2-1
You
in
can
the
hear
set
a fan
scores.
in the background say pressure too much.
A nice play by the middle blocker.
He
And the
says-
game is drawn once again. We're in for the 27-point set. The game is definitely being pushed longer than it should have lasted.
And we have,
27 points. Wow.
as a viewer and as a commentator here, I would definitely want to stay long, but may the best man win.
Definitely may the best man win the game.
It has gotten to the point of no return.
Kampala University in the service. Regan Banks. He
It
goes
has
for a
gotten to
simple
the point
service.
of no return.
A nice cover by Regan. Too high, covered. Goes for Lawi. And it's a deflection of Regan
Lawi!
Banks. Lawi has definitely been the solution.
Just as the University of Eldorete would not forget Muhammad.
And we can see the University of Eldorete players dancing.
Kampala University is not going to forget Lawi. He has taken over this the fourth set. And they are left with one more to force it to the decisive tie.
You can look at how much the setter trusts him. Whenever he gets the ball, he looks for Lawi. The setter Dennis, Jazz number 2.
And we are going in for more time here. As both teams...
Kampala University rallying to find a solution. We are in for the 28 set point. Wow. The set is really going.
Has there ever been 50-point sets?
Definitely, there has never been. Because at 1.1, we'll have to break.
At this point in time, we might be on for a 50-point set. And
Lawi
has
again.
something to
He
say
makes
again.
3 points.
The last 5 points have all come from him.
And now we go for the 29-point set.
Wow.
We're definitely going into 30.
I am telling you, we are definitely going for a 50-point set if it continues going this way. Kampala University wants to win the game, but University of Eldorete says, no, Apana, we are going for a fifth and decisive set, whether you want or want. Because at this stage, now it is on them to be able to execute. And
A strong
still,
block.
We are going in for a 30-point set.
A strong dump. We could look at that. Definitely still a 29 set point.
Oh.
But if Eldorete make the next point, then we are definitely going in for the 31-point set.
So how far is that from 50 as I predicted?
From 50, that's around 20 points away.
And who says it is impossible?
We can see a bit of frustration from Regan Banks with teammates.
Oh, pressure here. When you see teammates starting to
And now
argue against each
28
other.
is the score. We are going in definitely for the 30-point set.
Or if Eldorete just says
Lawi makes another point.
we are going to the
Definitely
fifth
Lawi has been very...
undecisive set.
We're going for the decisive set.
Lawi has said no. He has said no.
No way.
He has scored the last 7
There
points.
is no way a small-bodied man like Lawi has been so instrumental for his
Kampala
side.
University are not going to forget Lawi.
And now we are going to go for a toss. and both teams will decide where to start from.
I assure you, Lawi has said no. He has gotten the...
Regan Banks very frustrated by his teammate who let the ball in the air. But wow. He really needs this game.
There is quite...
And Lawi on the other side for Eldorete with all the celebrations there can be.
You can now tell what is going on here. The pressure is going to levels. Because, you know, all the pressures on Kampala University, they lost the previous game.
They lost a game to
sets.
Ndeje in 5 sets, and now they have to make this count. This is the second time. This is their second game, and they are still going into a decisive. They have not won a game in straight sets. They're having to rely on decisives.
We were singing praises of Muhammad here in the third set, but Lawi has decided to show us that, boss.
Definitely, Lawi has been very instrumental. And if Eldorete there win this game, they definitely have a player to look back to and say, we did this with Lawi. Small-bodied man has been the change in Eldorete's game.
And I am excited. I can't wait for the game to start. Tactics flying around.
Definitely.
Pressure here in the air. And this has been a classic, as I mentioned earlier. This has the potential of being a classic. And it is definitely a classic.
The game started out on a very slow pace, and the way the momentum has been built. And Eldorete has been a pace setter for this game. You can't deny that. They have definitely been the pace setters for this game.
That is true. That is true.
What side they choose will be up to them, but I don't think there are any more better sides at the moment.
This, unfortunately, we cannot go to a sixth set. But if it had it has the potential of going to a sixth set with the amount of drama we have. We have players picking teams and carrying them on their backs and saying that we are not going to lose this game.
Definitely.
And this is exciting, you know. And this is why we love such competitions. Who would have pictured this matchup, let's say, a month ago?
No wonder it is the East Africa University Games.
You have Kenya and Uganda tussling it out. You had the fans saying you don't have volleyball in Uganda. The other one is saying you don't have volleyball in Kenya. And now this is now where it gets to cooking. Both teams are level on sets.
2-2 is the set scores.
And
they're in for a decisive set. A 15 points set, the shortest set in the game of volleyball.
I'll be honest here. I did not expect this, but after the second set, I knew that this had the potentials of going to the very last possession.
Their body language didn't speak too much, and that's the Eldorete University.
But I have a feeling Kampala University have thrown the game away in hindsight, because they had a 5-point lead and they needed only to execute and win the game.
They have been also convincing in their court cover, and that's the mother of all defenses. If you cannot defend your court very well, then you're definitely in for the loss. How they pull off the 15-point set will be determined by how much they can cover their defense, rather their court. And they've been doing pretty much well on the net defense, with Mahad being a very big man on the blocks.
That is true. That is true. So how do you think this is going?
How I think
Let me get your predictions before we can be able to get the decisive set.
Kampala University are still favorites, as Eldorete are still relying a lot on one man, and that's Lawi. And we have seen points flying from all sides.
He got the last 7 points.
He got the last 7 points for Eldorete University. But we've seen Kampala University making points from all sides of the court. We've had them making points from the opposite, from the middle, and from the left flank. And that means they are very aggressive in their attack. And then University of Eldorete have kind of pulled back on their offense, having Lawi, a small-bodied man, having the whole team on his back.
Lawi, with a smile on his face, as big, as large, as wide.
Sides are not changed, and I think that's a very technical. Decision.
Do you think University of Eldorete have won the toss? to have Kampala University on this side where the sun hits them the most.
They did that definitely. But then it would be wise to start in the lead for this game. So the mere fact that they chose Lawi, that's a 4-ball.
Lawi was blocked this time.
It was a 4-ball from Lawi. He didn't make it past the net. And definitely Kampala University take a straight lead.
You have some of the fans here trying to cheer on the side from Kampala, clearly with the advantage.
Another 4-ball by University of Eldorete. They definitely have not been so technical in their finishes and their attacks.
But they are slow starters and they end up picking up the pace towards the end of the sets. So
definitely.
You wouldn't count them out after just 2 possessions.
And that's why in Kampala University will definitely have to take a bigger lead. What kind of service? Okay, that was...
Oh, you can see a little bit of friction here between
just number 1 and Alex Mugoda.
I don't know if we could have a replay, but you could see them not even talking to each other. I am quite curious about what is going on there and the team dynamics from Kampala University.
And it's a brush off Eldoret's player to send Abdul Mbago, Kampala University setter, into the service. Goes for a high service, not so effective. And it hits the antenna.
I think the fans of Kampala University have noticed that their team actually needs them in this game. And that is why the noise levels have upped.
4-1 is the score with Mbago Muhammad in the service for Kampala University. He goes for a high service, a cheap one again. Lawi, and the ball is on. Wow.
That's the point back.
Lawi has really been a formidable force in this game.
So now, basing on current statistics, who would be your man of the match? Lawi has been
very
good in single terms for the University of Eldorete, and Muhammad has done the same.
I think Lawi has been a formidable force for Kampala, for University of Eldorete.
And Muhammad tells me, with the way he has played, that Ian, there is no way Lawi is winning the match of the man of the match ahead of me. So, sir, I have kept quiet. But
Mahad, he has not had any action from the decisive set, and we can only wait for him in the blocks. A nice play. Regan well covered by Kiprotich from...
That's quite smart.
Nice play by the libero. Regan Banks. And it's a net foul. It's a net foul from the referee.
It's a red card.
And it's a red card to Lawi. Lawi gets a red card. Yeah, definitely it's to Lawi.
What did Lawi do?
I think he had an exchange to
the referee has
the
said,
assistant referee.
Court.
That's not so good for his side.
And she cannot take it back.
Being 2 points down and getting a red card.
I am so disappointed.
The first red card in the tournament, that is.
I am so disappointed in Lawi. I mean, of all that he has done for his team, he has put his side on the back.
Referees are very sensitive people in the game of volleyball, and you should handle them with care.
Yeah.
And we've seen that in football as well.
Yeah.
You could not just talk to the referee in any way you please to.
And the Kenyans seem mad here. They seem flabbergasted as Lawi has been sent for an early shower here. A man who has been so instrumental in their comeback. He literally got their last 7 points in the 4th set.
And definitely that's so destructive for the University of Eldorete, and you can see them pumped up. They can't believe the referee just did that. Still a few agreements, and they are needed back on court.
What is going on here then? Is there a discussion that is ongoing? Has Lawi been sent off? I don't think it has been Lawi though.
Yeah, it was Lawi.
So why is he still on court?
It was Lawi. A red card in volleyball doesn't necessarily have you go off the court.
Oh.
But then it has points deducted on you as a player.
As a player?
Yeah. As
okay.
a team.
As a team?
The team, yeah.
So it is 7-3.
That's why you'd see Kampala University still in the lead with 4 points.
Okay.
And University of Eldorete trailing from afar. Regan Banks
and their lead is extended.
Could the morale have gone down?
Probably.
And now the teams have to change sides, with Kampala University at 8 points and 3 for the University of Eldorete.
So the momentum seems to be on the side of Kampala University here.
Referee sends both sides to the baseline and they have to rotate sides. I really am disappointed in Kampala University to have this game going to a decisive.
So you think
but once I saw Lawi doing the magic for the University of Eldorete, definitely.
You have to give him his flowers. Definitely. Because he has been able to carry his side on his back, bring them back in the fourth set, and then here we are in the fifth and decisive set, and he then got a red card. I mean, why would you do that? I am still disappointed in him, but hopefully the referee is still in discussions with Lawi.
And now we can see the University of Eldorete camp pumped up. And interesting, we've not seen their libero come on. Does that show you how much they don't trust?
That would be a decision we'd like to ask their coach after the game. Why?
Because the main purpose of a libero is to displace any player who has a staggering reception.
Yeah.
But then they have not used their libero. A failed block by Muhammad. I think he went for the line, and the hitter went for the diagonal attack.
And they are showing some signs of fight here.
Muhammad has been given a treat of his own medicine. He has been incredible on the blocks, and he has been blocked 90 onto the front court.
Yeah, they say
that's a treat of his own medicine.
They say revenge is a dish best served on a hot Sunday afternoon.
Definitely it is.
So it is 8-5, and University of Eldorete showing some sign of fight here, as they are saying no. It is actually a point.
Lawi with a net foul. Kampala University still in the lead at 4 points ahead of the University of Eldorete, who are at 5 points. 2-2 is the set score, and we are in for the decisive set.
But they seem to be in heated discussions with the umpire.
Definitely, there definitely is a small technical Thank you very much for watching Deja University TV. This is the 12th edition of the East Africa University Games. The games were on hold for 4 years. The most recent ones happened in Dodoma in 2018. And Deja University emerged the winners with 69 gold medals, better than any other team.
Oh my God.
And that's Regan Banks missing out on a desert. No blocks, and he chooses to go for the net.
And you see,
that definitely is not going to sit well with Coach Alex Mugoda.
And you see, this has been the same scenario that has been happening throughout the game, where you have a side that is in total control, shooting themselves in the foot and allowing their opponent back in the game.
A nice play.
But unfortunately, they couldn't save it. So 5 points left.
5 points left. 5 points left for Kampala University to win this set and win the game as well. Can the University of Eldorete come back from 4 points down to upset the Kampala Bonds?
I wouldn't be surprised if this goes to...
A nice one from Lawi, but he goes wide. He chooses to go diagonal from the backcourt. That was a very impressive jump from him. Yeah. He's a very brilliant young kid. I'll definitely want to see him on the next stage of the competition.
Hopefully.
4 points to go, and Kampala University are in the lead. 5 points ahead of University of Eldorete. A nice dump from Dennis. Just number 12, just number 2 setter for the University of Eldorete to send Lawi into the serve box. University of Eldorete will now have to defend against Kampala University.
Oh, that was...
He tries a dump, and they bump that out of the court.
3 points to go.
3 points left. And Kampala University is still in the lead. A good reception. And Lawi goes out once again. He has lost 3 points in a row. And that's like definitely not good for his account.
It seems like the morale of the team is actually dying here.
And we're in for the game point. Kampala University still in the service with 2 points to go. A nice reception by Lawi. And a block out from Kampala University. The block man Mahad is off the court, so definitely that's why we could not be seeing aggressive blocks.
I actually think this is going to the last possession. Nice. I have that feeling.
A nice one by Regan Banks to send the game to Agidi.
Regan is trying to prove me wrong here. He says for him he wants to go and prepare to do something else. But it is now...
And now we have the game coming to an end with 1 point to go and Kampala University in the service. A nice reception.
And they still say no, we are not.
They're still fighting
anywhere.
on. Can they come down from...
I have loved the team spirit from the University of Eldorete. They are not going down without a fight in any way possible. We saw this in the third set. We saw this in the fourth set. And now we're seeing it right here. They are surely not going down without a fight.
They surely are not.
And if this anything goes by, then we are definitely excited to see them in the next game.
They are in for the defense. University of Eldorete are in for the defense, and we've seen them not so good in their defense game. And as I told you, it's a net foul by University of Eldorete to send the game to the baseline. And that's it for the day. Kampala University take it 3 sets to 2 on 15 to 9. Thank you very much for watching Deja University TV. And that was Group B game between Kampala University and the University of Eldorete. We right now switch up to Lona Jemima Kasasa for... So anyway, we've seen Mahad. What could you talk about Mahad right now?
Mahad has been fantastic in this game.
He has been fantastic. He came on as a substitute. And now we go back to Lona Jemima Kasasa.
So, as we try and solve a little bit of some technical issues, let's talk more about what do you think led Kampala University over the line towards the end?
Kampala University have had a very tough run for their money.
Yeah, definitely.
They had to endure a decisive set, and that's only because of reckless. That was because of reckless plays on their court cover, and that costed them. They were very good on their net defense.
Off to Lona for more.
They were kind of off with their net defense, but then Mahad proved them wrong. Mahad came on and changed the game to have Kampala University back into the sets. Ndeje, back to you, Lona Kasasa Jamaima.
It has been a wonderful game. Thank you for staying with us during this hectic, competitive day. I have loved the volleyball between KU Kampala University and the University of Eldorete. It was a real competition. It was one-on-one. I hit you, you hit me back. And it was amazing. It was real competitive, more competitive than any volleyball game I have ever watched. Just when you think one has won, the other one keeps on coming. It was amazing. Of course, at the end of the day, Kampala University took that win, but not after the University of Eldorete putting up a really, really big fight, a really impressive fight, and not backing down until the end. It ended Kampala University winning 3-2 of the University of Eldorete. I want to remind you that we are at the East African University Games, which started yesterday and will be ending on Wednesday. That is the 21st of December. And today is day 2, and for those that have been with us, this has been a wonderful day, a very weather-friendly day, and we are very happy. We're going to speak to some of the coaches of the University of Kampala University, as well as the captain of Kampala University. How are you? How are you doing?
I'm fine. How are you?
What is your name?
I'm Regan Chitimbo.
Yes. How do you feel about the game that you've just had?
Actually, I'm super excited that we have won. Following yesterday's lose against the host.
Yeah.
Now I feel happy. I have a win already.
Yes. So now are you encouraged to win more of your games?
Exactly.
Yeah. Are there any tactical strategies that you have that have helped you in this game?
Yeah. Actually, the technical part maybe will be for the coaches to explain, but yeah. I think it has been a fair game.
All right. Thank you very much for your time. We wish you all the best in your next games.
Thank you.
All right. Like you've heard from the team, from the captain of the team, that he has enjoyed this game compared to the one they had yesterday. Hello, how are you?
Fine, how are you?
Yes, you're the captain of Kampala University.
I'm the coach of Kampala University.
Oh, all right. Yeah. What are your names? Please tell our viewers.
I'm called Mugoda Alex.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm called Mugoda Alex, coach Kampala University volleyball team.
Yes.
This university games here.
What were some of the strategies that they used in this university, in this game following yesterday's game?
Yesterday's game is a game we played, and we are playing people we know. Because
yes.
we have been playing with them, we know them.
Yes.
These are people we are playing with them within Uganda. So the difference is that these are people we don't know where they play from. From Kenya there, we don't know them.
Yeah.
But when we come to play them, we know them, they are good. That's the
yes.
first thing we have to respect. They are good.
Yes.
So what we have to be is to be calm and play our game.
Yes.
Yeah.
Are there any more strategies that we should expect from Kampala University in the next game?
Yeah. Me as a coach, because I can be more strategic for more games.
Yes.
I've been in this thing for so long. This
yes.
is not my first time.
Yes.
I have experience in university games. I have experience in such games.
Yes.
That's what I can say. So I see with my technical, we are going to do the best so that we can play better the next game we are going to encounter.
All right. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like I've heard from the captain of Kampala University, they respect their opponents and they do not see them as underdogs. Hello, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Yes. Could you tell us your names and the university you're from?
My name is Victor Ochenkura.
Yes.
From the University of Eldorete.
Oh, very nice to meet you, Victor. How was today's game? Tell me your experience.
Today's game, it was a good game.
Yes.
Actually, the exposure and the experience we have received is
yes.
very, very awesome, very encouraging. so that we can move from one level to the other.
Yes.
Yes.
Did you at any one point feel like you are going to lose this game?
No, actually, we were very, very enthusiastic and zealous about the game because depending on the level of training we've undergone,
Yes.
actually, we were very, very ready and we wanted to emerge the victors of the day.
Yes.
Yes.
All right. We wish you all the best in your next games,
Okay.
hoping that you emerge the winners this time.
Thank you so much. Of course, we have to beat Ndeje.
Oh, all right.
Yeah,
All
yeah,
right.
yeah,
Wishing
yeah.
you all the best.
Oh, thank you so much.
Yes.
Yes, thank you.
The captain of University of Eldorete is very confident that this is just a small bump on their way to victory in the East African University Games. The University Games have been very adventurous and very exciting. How do you feel about today's game?
Thank you very much, Lona, for that. Currently, we had Kampala University facing off with the University of Eldorete, and
Yes.
it was a very intense game, having the University of Eldorete coming down from different sets
Yes.
to level down the scores again, and it was a very interesting scores for me.
Yes.
I personally loved the game. I had a few favorite players to pick out from. I
Yes.
had Mahad, the middle blocker. He was very impressive.
Yes.
He came in as a substitute, and he did what every substitute would hope to do.
Yes.
And now we can talk to Ian and see what he thinks of the game.
What he feels.
Thank you, Lona. I am going to talk about Kipkenei Lawi.
Yeah.
He has been fantastic today. Like, even though despite the defeat, he has been fantastic in that he carried his team from the brink of defeat.
Yes.
Was able to force the fifth set. He scored the last 7 points for University of Eldorete, and he was fantastic today. The only unfortunate bit maybe is for him to get the red card,
Yeah.
and now those points deducted in the fifth set. But fair enough to him, he has been fantastic today, and we can possibly give him that.
All right, all right. Thank you very much for watching. This has been day 2 of the East African University Games, and we're just getting started. It's going to be much more hotter. We're going to see different sports. We're going to go around 21 disciplines of sports, and we hope that you keep watching with us at Ndeje University Television.